Silence in this house is so loud I can't hear myself think. Aching silence, you're the link between the life I had and the life I have now. Aching silence, you're the vow I made her keep on living even when it hurts. Aching silence, you're the shirt that hang in the closet, empty on the hangers. Aching silence, you're the danger of a heart that's learned to beat alone. Every creak, every groan of this old house. Aching silence, you're the mouse that scuttles in the walls, making itself known. Aching silence, you've grown into something I can't escape, can't ignore. Aching silence, you're the door that won't stop creaking in the wind. Aching silence, you're the sin. I'm not speaking when I should have said the words. Aching silence, like the bird they used to sing outside our window every spring. I turn on the television just to hear a human voice. Aching silence, I have no choice but to fill you up with noise that doesn't mean a thing. Aching silence, you're the sting in every quiet moment, every pause. Aching silence, you're the cause of all the sleepless nights I spent just lying here. Aching silence, you're the fear that I'll never get used to the quiet you bring. Aching silence, you're everything I try to run from but can't escape. Aching silence, you're the shape of the space you left behind when you went away. Aching silence, you'll stay long after I've learned to live with you, I know. But silence can be healing too if I let it be. Aching silence, you're the key to finding peace within myself. Aching silence on the shelf of my experience. You're not all bad. Aching silence, I'm not sad in the way I used to be when you first came. Aching silence, I can name the ways you've helped me grow and change. Aching silence, you're the range of mountains I've climbed to get to where I am. You came into my quiet garden like the prettiest fruit I'd ever seen. Golden skin in summer sunlight, promising a taste serene. But the first bite turned to poison, running through my veins like fire. What looked like love was really war, disguised as my desire. They say the gods play games with us, throw apples just to watch us fall. I didn't know I was playing in a game I couldn't win at all. into trees of thorn and spite. Apple of discord, I should have known some fruit is never meant to bite. Now friends all saw it from a distance, said that something wasn't right, but you had me so enchanted I couldn't see past your light. Now the garden's overgrown with silence, nothing grows here anymore. Just the memory of that moment when I opened up that door. Apple of discord, you are beautiful, shining with the dangerous light. Apple of discord, you wonderful until you showed me what you hide. Maybe peace was never possible when you made a war. Maybe love was just the weapon that you'd been looking for, to break me from the core. Apple of discord, I'm letting go of the taste you left behind. Apple of discord, now I know some fruit is better left to grow on branches I will never climb again. I'm barely breathing, each breath a struggle, each inhale a fight. Barely breathing, the night stretches on forever, no end in sight. Barely breathing, the light at the end of the tunnel is a train coming my way. My chest is tight with all the words I never got to say. Barely breathing, each day is a mountain I must climb without a rope. Barely breathing, I cope by focusing on the simple act of drawing. Barely breathing, I'm aware that this is what survival looks like now. Barely breathing, I vow to keep on trying, keep on pushing through. Barely breathing, me and you, we're not together, but I'm still alive. The doctor says my lungs are fine, it's all inside my head. Barely breathing, the dread of facing life without you suffocates me still. Barely breathing, I feel like I'm drowning on dry land. eventually stop and I'll breathe deep again. Black a hush of cold, you grow in the shadows of the wood. Your blackberry's one of danger, misunderstood by those who don't know better, who don't know your ways. Black a hush of cold in the haze of grief. You've become my companion in the dark. They use you for hot flashes, for menopause and such. Black a hush of cold, you're much more than that to me. You're the chill. Black a hush of cold, you're the will to keep on living when my blood runs cold. Black a hush of cold, you're bold in your insistence on being seen. Black a hush of cold, you're the queen of the shadow garden, dark and deep. Black a hush of cold, you're the key of secrets that I share with no one else. I find you on my walks through the forest, standing tall. Black a hush of cold, I recall how you were here before me, we'll be here after I'm gone. Black a hush of cold, you're the dawn that breaks in darkness, subtle and quiet. Black a hush of cold, I try it when I need to feel connected to the earth. Black a hush of cold, you're worth more than gold to me in the season of my life. Black a hush of cold through the strife of winter. You remind me that cold is natural. You teach me that cold has its purpose, its place, its power. Black a hush of cold, the hour I spend with you is never wasted time. Black a hush of cold, you're the rhyme that doesn't need to rhyme to make its point. Black a hush of cold, you're the joint that connects me to the cycle of the earth. Black a hush of cold, you're worth more than any fair weather friend could be. Black a hush of cold, you're the key to surviving the cold seasons of my soul. Catnip of crying, I can't go out for you, but I go out for tears. Catnip of crying, the years of holding back have finally caught up with me. Catnip can't help crying. You're the key that unlocks the floodgates I've kept closed so long. I planted you beside the door, I could brush against your leaves. Can't help crying. You relieve me of the burden of pretending to be strong. Can't help crying. You belong in every garden of the grief-stricken and sad. Can't help crying. I'm glad you're here to help me let it out. Can't help crying. Without a doubt, you're the best friend I've found. Can't help crying. You're the ground beneath my feet. When tears have soaked the earth, the cats roll in you. It's static, lost in their own bliss. Can't help crying. The abyss I fall into when I give in to tears is not so dark. Spark that ignites the release I've needed for so long. Can't help crying. You're the song that has no words, just sobs and sighs. Can't help crying. You're the wise old friend who knows that crying is okay. Can't help crying. You're the way I finally let myself feel all the pain. You teach me that crying is natural, is needed, is right. Can't help crying. The light that comes after the storm of tears is bright and clear. Can't help crying. You're here when no one else can be, when I need to fall apart. Can't help crying. You're the heart of my healing, the release I've denied myself. Can't help crying. On the shelf of my remedies, you're the most effective one. Can't help crying. You've won a place in my garden, and the nights soon all open. We met when cherry trees were blooming, pink confetti in the air. You said our love would be like springtime, beautiful beyond compare. We walked beneath the falling petals, caught them gently in our hands, made wishes on the beach and then life built castles in the sand. But spring is just a visitor, it never stays for long. And cherry blossoms taught me that beauty can be gone. Cherry blossoming came softly, petals falling one by one. Just like you slipped away before the winter had begun. Now the branches stand there naked, reaching for a warmer sky. Cherry blossoming reminds me that beautiful things say goodbye. I go back every April when the trees put on their show. I stand there watching lovers who don't know what I know. They're laughing, taking photographs, believing it will last. I wanna warn them gently, but the words get stuck too fast. Cherry blossoming came softly, petals falling one by one. Just like you slipped away before the winter had begun. The trees don't mourn when blossoms fall, they know it's just the way that life prepares for deeper roots to make it through the gray. But I'm still learning how to let the beauty drift away. Cherry blossom and I see you, and every flower there lets go. Cherry blossom and you taught me that loving someone doesn't mean they're guaranteed to stay. But it was beautiful anyway. Grand bark of crying, you ease the muscles that contract with grief. Grand bark of crying, relief comes from your bark, your inner layer, your core. Grand bark of crying, I'm sore from all the tension that I carry in my chest. They use you for menstrual cramps, for muscles that won't release. Cram bark of cry, you're the peace. I find when the sobs have finally had their way. Cram bark of cry, you'll stay with me through every contraction of my sorrow. Cram bark of cry, tomorrow I'll need you again. I know when the crying starts. Cram bark of cry, the hearts that break need muscles that can let go of the pain. Cram bark of cry, the rain of tears is easier when you've loosened up the knots. I'll make a tincture from your bark, I take it when I feel. Cram bark of cry, the real release comes when I let the crying flow. Cram bark of cry, you know that holding back is worse than letting go completely. Cram bark of cry, you've treated me with kindness, with patience, with gentle, steady strength. Cram bark of cry at length, I've learned to trust you when the cramps set in. Cram bark of cry, you've been the difference between clenched and open, tight and free. You teach me that the body holds what the heart cannot. Cram bark of cry, the line of those who grieve is physical as well as emotional. Cramp bark of cry. You're the bow that catches all the tension and releases it. Cramp bark of cry. You're it, the remedy for muscles clenched in fear and loss. Cramp bark of cry. The cross I bear is lighter when you've done your work. Cramp bark of cry. You're the perk of knowing that relief is possible, is real. Dandelion of despair, you're everywhere I look, in every line or a crack, in every little nook. You're persistent, you're determined, you won't go away. Dandelion of despair, you'll stay. No matter how I try to pull you from the ground, the kids make wishes on your seats, they blow you to the sky. Dandelion of despair, I try to see you as they see you, as a thing of joy. Dandelion of despair, my boy. Used to pick you for me, present you with pride. Dandelion of despair, you've lied to me by looking cheerful when you're not. Dandelion of despair, you've got a way of making grief look like a game. Dandelion of despair, the name you carry doesn't match your sunny face. I pull you from the garden, but you always come back. Dandelion of despair, the track record shows that you're as stubborn as my grief. Dandelion of despair, relief would be if you just let me have one patch of green. Dandelion of despair, I've seen you growing through the concrete, through the cracks. Dandelion of despair, the facts are that you're here to stay, just like my pain. Dandelion of despair, the rain that waters you is made of all my tears, but dandelions teach me that persistence can be beautiful. Dandelion of despair, the pull you have on children making wishes is a gift. Dandelion of despair, I'll shift my perspective and see you as a sign of hope. Dandelion of despair, you're the rope that connects me to the possibility of wishes. Dandelion of despair, the dishes I do while looking at you in the yard. Dandelion to hate when I remember children love you so. Live your life so far away, in a different time zone, a different day. I track the hours, I count the miles. Distant lover, I still smile when I think about the way we were before the distance became a blur of misconnections, unreturned calls. Distant lover, I still fall in the memories of your face, in the dreams of your embrace, in the wishes that you were here. Distant lover, you're so dear, even though you're far away. Distant lover, can you hear me? Distant lover, do you fear me? Forgetting you, forgetting us. Distant lover, in the dust of all the miles between us. Distant lover, it tears apart the fabric of we once knew. Distant lover, me and you. I keep your picture on my phone. I look at it when I'm alone. I trace the outline of your smile. Distant lover, mile by mile. I'm getting closer to the truth, and maybe I have lost my youth, to waiting for you to come back. Distant lover, I'm off track. They say that absence makes the heart grow fonder, but it tears apart the very thing it tries to keep. Distant lover, in my sleep you visit me, you hold me close. Distant lover, heaven knows I'd give anything to have you near. Distant lover, disappear, the distance that keeps us apart. Distant lover, I'm letting go. Distant lover, you should know that I can't wait forever here. Distant lover, I'll hold you dear in my heart, but I'll move on. Distant lover, you're gone. You're gone. I bright of empty, you clear my eyes when they are red and sore from crying, from the gore of grief that won't stop bleeding from my heart. I bright of empty, you're the art of seeing clearly when all I want is to be blind. They use you for conjunctivitis, for allergies and such. I bright of empty, your touch is gentle on my swollen aching eyes. I bright of empty, I realize that I've been crying more than I have let myself admit. I bright of empty, you're it, the herb I need when tears have done their worst. I bright of empty, you've quenched the thirst of my eyes for relief, for a break from the flow. I bright of empty, you know that sometimes seeing clearly is the hardest thing to do. I make a wash from your leaves and stems, I bathe my eyes each night. I bright of empty, the light is brighter in the morning when I've used you. I bright of empty, I'm through with hiding from the truth that's right in front of me. I bright of empty, you've set me free from the fog of tears that clouded my view. I bright of empty, I'm due for some clarity, some understanding of my life. I bright of empty, through the strife of loving and losing, you've been my guide. You teach me that emptiness can lead to clear vision. I bright of empty, the precision of your healing is exactly what I need. I bright of empty, you seated in me the understanding that I can see again. I bright of empty, amen, to the clarity that comes after the storm of tears. I bright of empty, the years ahead are clearer now because of you. I bright of empty, I'm through with crying blindly. Now I see. It started with a crack so small I barely even noticed, a tiny little fissure in the vase that held our focus. But cracks have a way of growing when you're not paying attention. And now I'm falling to pieces, I don't need to mention that you're the one who dropped me, you're the one who let me fall, you're the one who watched me shatter and didn't care at all. You just walked away and left me scattered on the floor, falling to pieces, can't take anymore. I try to pick up all the parts, I try to glue them back, but some pieces are too small, now some pieces are too cracked to ever fit together like they did before you came. Falling to pieces, calling your name. Falling to pieces, I'm breaking apart. Falling to pieces, you've broken my heart into a million tiny shards. Falling to pieces is so hard when no one's there to catch you when you hit the ground, when no one's there to hear the only sound of your own voice crying out in pain. Falling to pieces in the rain. Now winter see a healer, someone who could fix the brokenness inside me, someone who can mix a potion for my shattered soul, a balm for all my wounds. But she said, honey, healing takes time, and it takes many moons to put yourself back together when you've been broken so complete, to find your feet again, to stand up on your own 2 feet. There's no quick fix for falling to pieces, no magic cure. Falling to pieces, of that I'm sure. Falling to pieces, I'm breaking apart. Falling to pieces, you've broken my heart into a million tiny shrines. Falling to pieces is so hard, but here's the thing about pieces: they can be remade into something different, something that won't fade, something stronger in the cracks, something beautiful and new. Falling to pieces, I'm learning to see the beauty in the broken, the strength in the repair. Falling to pieces, I'm still here. Falling to pieces, but I'm rising too. Falling to pieces, I'm making it through. Every single shot is a part of my story. Falling to pieces, I'll find my glory in the rising. Falling to pieces, I'll find my glory. My heart is in exile, banished from the land of love. Heart in exile from above. I watch the happy couples pass me by. Heart in exile, I try to remember what it felt like to belong. I wander through the streets of this strange new country. Heart in exile, you're the tree that bears no fruit, that offers no shade. Heart in exile, you've been made to wander without purpose, without home. Heart in exile, you roam from memories of a place you can't return to. Heart in exile, you're the view, some window that looks out on a life you used to know. Heart in exile, you're slow to trust again, to open up, to feel. I send you postcards from the edges of my grief. Heart in exile, you're the leaf that falls from the tree and gets carried away. Heart in exile, you'll stay in this foreign land until you learn its language, its ways. Heart in exile through the haze of uncertainty. imagination, your own release. Heart in exile, find your peace in the not knowing, in the in-between. Heart in exile, you've seen enough to know that home is not a place. Heart in exile, you're the grace that comes from being lost and found again. I smile when people ask me how I'm doing. I say fine. Hidden sorrows, you're mine and mine alone. I keep you tucked away. Hidden sorrows, you'll stay in the corners of my heart where no one sees. I've gotten good at hiding you and putting on a show. Hidden sorrows, you know that the performance must go on. Hidden sorrows, you're the dawn that breaks inside me while the world sleeps on. Hidden sorrows, you're the song I sing when no one else can hear. Hidden sorrows, you're the fear that if I let you out I'll drown. Hidden sorrows, you're the crown I wear in private, heavy and cold. Sometimes in the car alone I let you have your way. Hidden sorrows, you're the gray that colors everything I see. Hidden sorrows, you're the key to understanding why I am the way I am. Hidden sorrows, you're the dam that holds back floods of tears all day. Hidden sorrows, you're the way I cope with losing you, with letting go. Hidden sorrows, you're the flow of grief that no one else can know. But hiding you takes energy, takes pieces of my soul. Hidden sorrows, you're the toll I pay for looking strong when I am weak. Hidden sorrows, you're the peak I climb alone without a rope, without a guide. Hidden sorrows, I try to keep you secret, keep you safe. Hidden sorrows, but the grace is learning that I don't have to. Hidden sorrows, I'm coming through. To the other side where I can let you show. The music's playing softly, a familiar melody, the one we danced to on our wedding day, just you and me. I'm standing in the middle of the empty living room, last dance alone beneath the moon. that shines through the window, cold and white. Last dance alone, I hold tight to the memory of your arms around my waist. Last dance alone, I taste the salt of tears upon my lips as I sway. I close my eyes and you are here, I feel you next to me. Last dance alone, I'm free to pretend for just a little while. Last dance alone, I smile through the pain, through the grief. Last dance alone, you're the leaf that falls from the tree of what we were. Last dance alone, you're the blur of a love that moved too fast. Last dance alone, you're the last connection to the girl I used to be. Last dance alone, you're the key. I spin around and around until I'm dizzy and I fall. Last dance alone, I call your name into the empty air. Last dance alone, you're not there. Of course you're not, you'll never be again. Last dance alone, amen. To the dance and to the joy, to the delight. Last dance alone tonight. I'll dance until I can't dance anymore. Last dance alone, you're the door that closes softly on the past. Last dance alone, at last I'm learning how to dance on my own 2 feet. Last dance alone, bittersweet. The song is ending now, the final notes drift away. Last dance alone, I'll say goodbye to the dancer I used to be. Last dance alone, I'm free in a different way than I ever imagined. Last dance alone, I've happened upon a strength I didn't know I had. Last dance alone, I'm not sad in the way I thought I'd always be. Last dance alone, you're a part of me. Just learning how to move on. My phone still glows at 2 a.m. like you used to when you call. Drunk on something, missing me, saying you'd give up your all. I listen to you breathing through the static and the miles, falling deeper into you with every word, with every smile. Those hours felt like sacred space, a world where only we existed. Time stood still while we talked on before the distance sisted. Late night calls, I still wait for them, even though I know you won't ring. Late night calls, I still ache for them, the way your voice would make me sing. Now my phone sits dark and silent, no more ringing in the dark. Late night calls were our religion, now there's nothing left to spark. I saw your name on someone else's phone at a party 3 a.m. She stepped outside to take your call, and my heart broke all over again. I guess you found somebody new to keep for them, even though I know you win. Late night calls, I still ache for them. The way your voice would make me sing. Maybe someday I'll delete your number, maybe someday I'll move on, but the hours between midnight and morning will always feel like you're not gone. Will always feel like you belong. Late night calls, I'm saying goodbye to the sound of your voice in the dark. Late night calls, I'll survive, but I'll always remember the spark of late night calls. I'm down this lonely highway, headlights cutting through the night, radio playing love songs. None of them are right. None of them can capture what I'm feeling in this car. Lonely highway, you're the scar that runs across the landscape of my life. Lonely highway through the strife of rush hour traffic and the open road. Lonely highway, you've bestowed upon me miles and miles of thinking time. The white lines blur together as I speed toward nowhere. Lonely highway, you're the prayer I whisper every time I pass the exit to your town. Lonely highway, you break down my defenses mile by mile. Lonely highway, you're the trial I put myself through every week. Lonely highway, you're the creek that runs beside you, dry as dust. Lonely highway, you I trust to take me where I need to go. Lonely highway, you know. I remember road trips with you, your hand upon my knee. Lonely highway, now I'm free, but freedom feels like loneliness at 70 miles per hour. Lonely highway, you have the power to make me feel so small and so alone. Lonely highway, you're the phone I wanna pick up, but I know I shouldn't call. Lonely highway, you're the wall between me and the life I used to lead. Lonely highway, you're the seed of something new that's growing in the distance. Lonely highway, the resistance, I feel the letting go is fading fast. Lonely highway, you last longer than this pain, longer than this ride. The exit signs all flash by, destinations I won't reach. Lonely highway, you teach me that the journey is its own reward. Lonely highway, I'm toward something I can't see yet, but I know it's there. Lonely highway, you're the prayer I whisper as I drive into the dawn. Lonely highway, you've drawn fog grows in across the field, like memories I can't escape. Every blade of grass is kneeling under, do my heart the same shape. I walk the path we used to walk when mist would curl around our feet. Your hand would find its way to mine. Now emptiness is all I meet. The world goes quiet, soft and gray, just like the day you walked away. No sharp goodbye, no final scene, just faded into in between. Misty mornings, they remember how we held each other close when the world was still and tender, more than either of us knows. Now the fog just hides my sorrow, wraps around me cold and deep. Misty mornings bring tomorrow, but the past is all I keep. I passed the cafe on the corner where we'd sit and watch the rain. The windows steam from fresh brewed coffee. I can almost see you again. The waitress asks if I'm still waiting for my usual order number 2. I shake my head and order nothing, just a cup of missing you. Misty mornings, they remember how we held each other close when the world was still and tender, more than either of us knows. They say the fog will lift by noon and sunlight will return, but some of us prefer the gray, some of us never learn. That clarity just shows the pain of bridges that we burn. Misty mornings, hold me gently, wrap me in your soft disguise. Let me walk here in the shadows where the truth can't hurt my eyes, just for a while. Your alarm goes off at 7 a.m. just like it always did. But now there's no one next to me, just an empty space in the bed. My hand reaches out to your side, a habit I can't break. Waking up without you is a constant conscious ache. The coffee maker still has 2 cups sitting side by side. I pour them both without thinking, then I say yours aside and watch it grow cold on the counter, a monument to what we were. Waking up without you, I'm learning to prefer the silence to the fighting, the quiet to the screams. But I trade it all for just one more morning in our dreams. The bathroom mirror shows a face I barely recognize, eyes that used to sparkle now just criticize. Every choice I made that led to you walking out the door. Waking up without you, I'm still wanting more. Waking up without you is the hardest part of the day. Before my mind remembers, before my heart can say that you're not coming back, that this is how it ends. Waking up without you, my heart still pretends that you're just in the kitchen making coffee and toast, that you're the one I love, the absolute most. But then reality sets in and I'm alone again. Waking up without you, when will it end? I've started sleeping on your side just to feel something new, just to feel a different emptiness, a different point of view. But it doesn't help, it doesn't change, it doesn't bring you near. Waking up without you, the silence is so clear. I talk to you sometimes, I tell you about my day. I pretend you're listening, I pretend you're here to stay. But you're not, and I know it, and yet I can't let go. Waking up without you, the mornings move so slow. Waking up without you is the hardest part of the day. Before my mind remembers, before my heart can say that you're not coming back, that this is how it ends. Waking up without you, my heart still pretends. They say it gets easier with time, that mornings lose their sting. But every dawn brings with it the same old everything. The absence, the ache, the empty space beside me in the bed. Waking up without you, the words unsaid still echo through my consciousness, still haunt my every breath. Waking up without you, this living death. But maybe one morning I'll wake up and you won't be the first thought in my mind. Maybe one morning I'll wake up and the peace I'll finally find will be enough to carry me through another day alone. Waking up without you, I'll make it on my own. Until then I'll keep waking up without you. Waking up without you. Wormwood of woe, you grow in the garden of my grief. Your leaves are silver, your bitterness is brief at first, and it lingers on the tongue. Wormwood of woe, you've been unsung, and all the songs about heartache and despair, they used to flavor absinthe with you, the green fairy's kiss. Wormwood of woe, you're the abyss I fall into when I think of her. Wormwood of woe, you're the blur between what's real and what I wish was real. Wormwood of woe, you make me feel the depth of loss, the height of pain. Wormwood of woe, you're the rain that won't stop falling on your home in me, and I in you. I brew you into tea when I need to taste the dark. Wormwood of woe, you're the spark that ignites the memory of everything we were. Wormwood of woe, you're the fur that lines the coat of my despair. Warm and coated ones, wormwood of woe. You're the dunce cap I wear when I pretend I'm over her. Wormwood of woe. You're the star that keeps the pain from settling at the bottom of the cup. Wormwood of woe. I suck on you and I need to feel something real, but wormwood teaches me that bitterness has its place. Wormwood of woe, the grace of your intensity is that it wakes me up. Wormwood of woe, I sup from the cup of life, even when it's bitter, even when it's hard. Wormwood of woe, you're the cold I draw when I need to remember I can feel. Wormwood of woe, you're real in a way that numbness never is. Wormwood of woe, you're the biz of heartache, of healing, of being our love is like an old t-shirt washed too many times. The color's faded, the fabric's thin, it's lost its original lines. It still fits, but barely. It's comfortable and warm when our love you've been torn and mended and torn again. So many times when I love you're the rhyme. I keep repeating, hoping they'll sound new when I love me and you. We've been through everything there is to go. The threads are coming loose now, I can see right through one our love. What do we do when what we have is too familiar to excite? When our love we fight. The same fight, say the same things, feel the same pain. When our love we can't sustain the weight of all those years, all those tears. When our love outgrown each other, that we've changed, worn out love, we're estranged from the people we were when we began. I look at you across the table and I don't know who you are. Worn out love, we've traveled far from the starting line, from the innocence. Worn out love, the evidence is in the silences that stretch too long. Worn out love, the song we used to sing together has gone flat. Worn out love, and that's that. Worn out love, we can't go back to the beginning, to the start. Worn out love, the heart that once beat only for you now beats for itself. Worn out love, I'm putting it on the shelf. But worn out things have value, they've been through the wars. Worn out love, you're the scars that prove we tried, that prove we cared. Worn out love, we've dared to stay long after staying stopped making sense. Worn out love, my defense.